Thank you, gentlemen. I am here. We heard from Hotshot earlier. We heard from the analysts. Now we get an opportunity to speak to the players themselves who won this trophy here, 3-0 over TSM, the members of Counterlogic Gaming. I'm coming all the way over to you first, Doublelift, as you're a person who has lived through the memes, has lived through the criticism. Now, I say this because there's a great sign out here that says, "Savage memes can't melt playoff dreams."
That poster is MVP.
Exactly. But in all seriousness, how does it feel to be sitting up here on the stage knowing that you are now an LCS champion?
This is probably the best day of my life. Right next to when I chose to become a pro player. Today is just, I don't know how to say it. It's just amazing. And I just want to say that, you know, there's been times in my career where even I don't believe in myself and everyone's telling me I should quit, I'm washed up, and I'll never win anything, and that's just like a running joke. And it was these guys. It was these guys who made me keep going and believed in me. So I love you guys.
Let's take a second to hear from the rest of these guys then. Zion, coming to you. You know, we've run some video features throughout the show, and you very specifically outlined that you wanted to become a champion in Madison Square Garden and show that you can compete at that level. Well, you've done it. How does that feel for you?
It just feels freaking amazing. Like, I have to be honest, like, thank you, fans, for just being so amazing at Madison Square Garden. You guys made this game just so awesome, and I just wanted to give you guys like a thank you. But it's just, we've all been losers, you know? We've been pros, like, all of us have been pros for like 2 or 3 years, and we've all been through relegations, but we haven't really like won anything, you know? And to like finally come up and be like, all right, we're done being losers, like, we're gonna play like a team. And that's what I feel like on CLG right now. I feel like we're a team. And that's the first time that I can say that in my pro career, that we're actually playing like a team. I think that we're the first team in NA that will actually make a difference at Worlds. I think we can actually win the whole thing.
There you have it, there you have it. Going through those peaks and valleys together. Smithy, can you speak to a little bit of what Zion is pointing at in terms of the teamwork and how you guys went from being a team that at one point was almost relegated to winning the summer split?
Well, mainly it was because of everyone's wants.
The mic up a little.
Oh, everyone was willing to improve in our team, so I think that's the main impact that happened to us. And half of it is the coaching staff that we have, like Chris, Tony, like they did a lot for us, like a lot. So I think we can give it credit to them. We'll see.
You could see the emotion on the stage when they took the stage with you guys, how close you are as an organization. Now I'm coming to you, Pobelter. Your first playoffs ever, and you are a champion, right? It was, there you have it right there. You know, it was pointed out at some point during the broadcast today that people, you know, always point to potential when they look at CLG. And for so long, people looked at you as an individual with having so much potential, and you fulfilled that potential. So what does this championship mean to you?
So I was actually on a team that was relegated last split. Before that, I was on a team that went to relegations every split before today. My personal record for TSM was 0-12. So it just feels like, I feel like I just beat the final boss of North America, you know, in front of like however many people this is, and it just feels really, really good.
That's fabulous to hear. Lastly, Aframu, coming to you. I want to talk about these people out here, the fans of CLG, the people that have been with CLG, both old and new, those who have been there for the entire ride and those who have jumped, you know, over to that camp recently or from whenever. What have they done? How have they helped you guys in your fight to push for the title?
I think pretty sure all of us read CLG Gaming on Reddit, our CLG subreddit. So we always pay attention to what people say about us, good or bad. And it really, it really gives us a lot of motivation, especially to prove the naysayers wrong a lot. And also, it definitely feels good to give back to the fans that have been with us for so long.
All right, now I want to take a brief opportunity to kind of jump into this series. I want to get your thoughts on how this series actually played out, as it was a 3-0, so I imagine that feels great. Touching on individual performances, though, expectations coming in and the way you went. So, Zion, I am going to start back down here with you. You played phenomenally across the games in this series. Some fantastic plays. Yasuo and Anar, fantastic Anar play, peeling for the back line. You said you wanted to perform as a champion. Against Dyrus, a veteran, a person who's been at the top for so long. How does it feel? How do you feel that matchup played out?
The last game I got a little bit behind, but besides that, I knew that TSM would just put Dyrus on tanks because that's our whole strategy, right? Get Bjergsen ahead. So I knew that that was like our biggest mismatch, like my biggest opportunity to get ahead, because they try to funnel a lot of resources into Bjergsen, and that leaves Dyrus exposed a lot of times. So playing carries against TSM is probably like the best time for me to play carry. So I felt like this was my set. If I just had the right mindset, respected Dyrus because he is a good player, but understood that I could take advantage of that, and I just stayed calm and then took all the advantages I could, and my team just did a really good job of getting me ahead every game. Like that first game, like Afro especially just does such a good job like controlling the team and just shot calling in general, and I really want to give him extra applause, and just everyone on my team, because I couldn't have done it without them. I really, this is the first time I just had a team behind my back, and I feel like I can play to my fullest ability with them on my team.
Well, obviously, there were great performances across the board. Since you mentioned Aframu and the playmaking, the shot calling there, Afro, and this was also Xmithy, so the two of you can bounce this one back and forth. Going into this matchup against TSM, knowing how much focus generally goes to the mid lane and how Lustboy can sometimes adapt that same roaming support style, how did you guys feel you were going to be able to attack that best going into the matchup?
Go ahead, man.
He didn't like the question, so you get to answer it.
Well, I just relied on my team, on the information that we get. Usually, everyone's pretty on top of their calls, so everyone, we trusted each other. So I think that's pretty much how we pretty much won team fights every time, so we can just listen to each other. Yeah.
All right.
Yep, these four guys did a great job, guys. Great. They definitely stayed on top of their game and made sure that everyone in the opposing role that they play was kept in check, and it was pretty much a walk in the park, walking on that board.
Boom. There it is. A walk in the park. Let's look forward a little bit now. Let's look into the future, because as was mentioned prior, #1 seed now for North America going into the World Championships. Doublelift, this has been a dream of yours, as the rest of these gentlemen here on stage. For you particularly, you've wanted to prove yourself individually, the fact that you can compete at the highest level. You're going to get that opportunity. How do you think CLG is going to do on the world stage?
Well, this has been CLG's first chance in 3 years to play at a big international tournament like Worlds. And yeah, we're going to do everything we can. Like, we did everything we could to beat TSM, and it was free SM, so. So you can expect to hear back from us at Worlds, doing pretty well, hopefully.
All right. Well, that happiness, that news of great happiness does come with news of great sadness. It means that you won't be able to join me on the analyst desk this year.
I know. I'll miss you guys.
Yeah, would you like to say goodbye, maybe wave to it from here?
It's been a good run.
Your insight will be missed, but having the opportunity to watch you play will far surpass that. Pobelter, again, kind of continuing along this trend of firsts for you. You're now going to get to go to the World Championship. You played against Bjergsen in this matchup, so that alone is a feat. Someone who is touted as one of the best, if not the best mid laner in North America. You're going to go compete against more of the best. How excited are you for the opportunity for both yourself and the team to go up against all this top-tier competition?
Oh, man.
So terrified.
It's going to be really cool. That's all I have to say about that.
All right, so that's fair enough. Fair enough. Well, gentlemen, I want to give you one more opportunity to say anything you want to say to both the fans here in Madison Square Garden and the fans at home. before we say our farewells.
Thanks, guys. I mean, you're basically the reason like esports is so big.
Dude, shut up, man.
One more time, ladies and gentlemen, your 2015 North American Summer Split champions, Counterlogic Gaming.